Welcome all to round 5 of the Super 2 SRW TV V8 Supercars from Nürburgring. Tonight we have a sprint format with a 20-minute race and followed by a reverse top 10 40-minute race. We've got 24/7 race control with us tonight, so there will be manual safety cars. So hopefully you enjoy the racing. It was myself and Todd tonight, so we'll see how we go. And we'll join these guys for quali. They've currently got 18 minutes left. As it looks like they're all trying to get a good run up into this last corner for the long first straight. Who we got? Joshua Loyton going to start his first flying lap here. We'll see how he goes. Todd will be joining me momentarily as well. I was just sorting out a couple of technical difficulties behind the scenes, so bear with us guys. We should have it all sorted by the time the race starts.
Can you hear me?
I can indeed, Todd. Welcome.
Beautiful. Oh, fantastic. I think the gremlins are gone. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. You know, probably commentators cursing ourselves right now.
Yeah, can we, can everybody please out there just touch some wood, please, for us? And we should be good, but I think we've, I spent most of the day on it, and I think myself and Shibby have spent the day on it, and I think we've got it sorted. So bear with us, and hopefully, please do let us know in the chat and stuff if you're getting some reverb on your end and things, but yeah, and we'll try to make sure we work around that. So I'll hand back to Stefan.
Yeah, it should be a good race tonight. Got 20-minute sprint race first up, and then that 40-minute reverse top 10 always chucks things up and throws things around, so should be good fun. Anything in particular looking forward to tonight there, Todd?
I think it's going to be really interesting to see these big, heavy cars on this track. I think it's going to be very, very challenging, and I think it's going to be very it lowers you into a false insecurity because there's a lot of people that aren't used to this layout of the track, if you know what I mean. So without the Schumacher S's coming up the hill there, it's going to throw people off a lot, I think.
So we are actually running the long version for this one.
Oh, we are, sorry.
Yeah, so however, they have gotten rid of the quite chicane at the end, and they're running the same layout that the WEC prototypes run. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys, especially through that last sector, try and set up through the fast chicane to make a move into that last corner, which opens up a lot of opportunity, but you've also got a pit entry there just on the exit of that fast chicane as we see there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see some people accidentally crash into each other coming into that pit lane entry. So yeah, it should be good fun. We've got about 15 minutes left to qualify, so these guys are just putting down their banker laps as we see Bradley Wall go to the top with a 156.0. So we'll see how long that stands up. Yeah, he is. He's recently just upgraded as well, and he's coming to town pretty good. Yeah, he went from I believe it was a Logitech G920 up to the new Fanatec CSL DD with the boost kit. So he's
that's a big jump.
Yeah, night and day. I remember when I went from my Thrustmaster T300 up to the Magic M10. It's night and day, especially in a supercar. You can feel all those details and mainly catch the car a bit easier, as he has a bit of a moment coming down the hill there. And Steve Martin's just pipped him there with a 157.4. So looks like these guys are starting to put in good bankers.
Absolutely, the KFC car's out again. Here we go. Looks like you might have a new window banner on the front of that by the look of it. Nice pink window banner.
What does it say on there? Oh, it's just one of the sponsors by the look of that.
It's be very interesting to see Stephen Martin tonight. Which is,
yeah,
fantastic.
Last time I managed to get on a broadcast at Silverstone, it was the two Martins driving away from the field where we falsely accused them of being brothers.
Yeah,
so we won't do that tonight, Stephen. We won't do that for you. I'll try not to. But yeah,
boss, wasn't it?
They had a really good battle up with I believe it was Stefan Lawrence in a few of those races. So, and with Stefan, I believe still leading the championship, or was still up there. With Martin following him, so it's going to be, I reckon it's going to be a good race around here. And Bradley's never too far away in quality, he just seems to lack a little bit of race consistency, but we'll see how these guys get along.
Yeah, and Brad seems to be able to make it cut through the pack as long as if he keeps his nose clean, he cuts through the pack pretty well. So He's one definitely to watch. And yeah, just building on that last sort of chicane part that you were saying earlier, I 100% agree. It's a slightly easier chicane, the version of the slightly easier chicane, isn't it? So there's the other version that kind of pulls back on itself a little bit more than this one, and you can actually hit this chicane in a gear higher than you would in the other version of the track. So it will be interesting, as you were saying, going into the pits and stuff like that. It will be interesting to see if people do hit each other going into the pits, or whether there's a couple of pit maneuvers maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely something I can see happening as we've got in Truckers to Scar just going for a loop into turn 1 down the hill. Where is he? Oh, he's just gone down the site there. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. That first 20-minute race, no pit stop, so we should be right. We've got an action replay here. Has he just locked it, Luke? Just on the grass.
Got a bit of curb there. Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, just got that left rear on the grass. As Luke is one of our rookie drivers, he's still learning a lot as he goes along. He's only getting better race by race. So, yeah, it's good to see him get up there as well. He's normally near the front for those reverse races, so should be good to see how he goes tonight as well.
Yeah, definitely. Braden Martin, the Knott brothers of the other Martin. Yeah, it's going to be a running joke now, isn't it?
Wow, yeah, the two Knott brothers up front already. There. Yeah, I think looking at these lap times, and normally these are sort of your bankers before you really start to warm up and go through your lap times towards the end. I think we're definitely going to see some high 56s here from the quicker guys within this race.
With my limited amount of experience with iracing in particular, I have heard through the grapevine that it takes at least kind of 4 laps to get the tyres on these V8s up to temperature, and I've done a bit of practice in them, and it normally takes me about 5 laps, so I'm not sure what they're doing to get them down to 4 laps up to temp, but probably just a lot better than I am.
Probably a bit of setup related stuff as well. They go a long way in these cars.
Yeah, there's a lot of pages to try and get your head around, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. That's why most of us pay other people to do it. Or those other setup shops.
Yeah. Stephen Lawrence.
Stephen Lawrence just gone into P2. He's pips Martin, Stephen for P2. So those 3 at the top again.
Stephen Lawrence back in the pits. Braden Martin out again.
It's definitely going to be a battle with these 3 title contenders, I think, for the whole season. After being halfway through the season after this round, so we've got a couple of big point enduros, so it's going to be a very good end of the season, I reckon, for these guys in Super 2.
Most definitely. Sorry, I'm still learning how to navigate SDK to the best of my ability, so please bear with us, guys.
Yes, we've got Todd on production and comms tonight as well, guys. Our other producers hasn't been able to make it, so we're sort of just doing it on the fly, so it may not be the smoothest of all broadcasts, but we'll do what we can with what we've got and try and give you guys the best show that we can.
Yep.
And don't forget that with SRW, don't forget to go like and subscribe and turn that bell on for notifications for Super 2 on YouTube. And you can go join also our Super 1 broadcast, which will be on Facebook and YouTube as well, with Daniel and Cowie taking over the reins for that one. So go give us some love, and we'll definitely try and bring you guys a good show.
Most definitely. Oh, Luke having a bit of trouble with these curves around Nürburgring.
Oh, these are one of the hardest tracks for curves. I was did the F3 race with these guys on Tuesday night, and one of the curves just auto spun me, which was not fun.
No, it's not. The old curve,
especially in those other cars, but yeah, they're not nice. The Schumacher S's are quite good on these, so you can take quite a bit of curb. Being a V8 supercar as well, they obviously like to take curbs more so than a Formula 3 does. But yeah, these curves can be gnarly, especially on the exit of this corner, a little bit wide onto that Astro, and you can just spin it with these cars losing your tyres.
Oh, most definitely, and you have to kind of, it feels like you need to brake for that corner, but it's kind of just a slight brake and a let off. And you run the risk of either too much brake or nowhere near enough kind of let off, and you can end up taking it a lot quicker than you think you are.
Yeah, it's the same with that sort of that back chicane as well. Some people brake quite a bit, but you can just sort of, if you get your braking and modulating right, just chuck it down a gear and accelerate through it with the turn of the car. So as I think we'll see these top 3 guys really do it, is they've sort of got half a second gap to P4 and behind, with P4 to P10 only covered by a second. I think we're going to see a good mid-pack battle, and probably these 3 at the front sort of stretch away a little bit, going off these early quality times.
We've got Mr. Pavlovich as well. He's always one to watch. He always seems to carve up the pack in the old Super 2s, so he'll be one to definitely watch.
Yeah, he had a good round at Silverstone last time I was on comms. I think he started about 10th or 11th and came back to a second. I think it was in one of those races, or third. So yeah, he's always I think he's got better race pace than he does quali. So I think he'll be one to see move up during the first race, and then with that reverse top 10, he'll probably make his way back through the field to sort of be near the front as well on that one. Got 20 cars in for this race tonight so far, so decent sized grid for Nürburgring sized track. So it should be a good battle should be able to provide battles no matter where we are on track for you guys.
Any particular favourite cams around camera angles you love around Nürburgring? Your extensive knowledge of this game?
I think one that's always good fun is probably, I think it's TV3 for the first lap when they come down from the start. It just shows you this essentially shows you a massive reverse camera of the whole grid coming into turn 1.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that sort of angle will look really cool. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, especially with 20 cars, V8 supercars with cold tyres, cold brakes, coming down into a tight hairpin. I can imagine there could be some chaos there.
Yeah, definitely. And down to Yokohama, isn't it?
Yes, that's the
first
one.
Corner. Or you can try and pronounce the German version of it.
Oh, good.
It's called the Hochhaken. That corner in German. So the traditional name for it is the Hochhaken. Haken.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, guys. We learn something every day.
I had to practice that a bit. I watched a few different commentators say it, and I was like, yeah, that's going to take a while. So I think I think I just botched that, so I won't insult their language. Yeah.
There we go, Callan Hodgkins, we're currently in P10. He's always been around that mid-pack for quality, and if you can avoid the sort of first lap carnage, he always seems to get a top 5 sort of result. And not being biased, being crisscross racing myself as well. Him and Bradley seem to be doing a pretty good for the team as well in this team championship. So hopefully from a team boss point of view, they can also have a good round here and keep climbing those points up the ladder.
Callan has actually been one of those ones that in the last couple of weeks that's actually really worked his way up here. So he's really worked his way up in racecraft. He's been that middle of the pack, but then he's kind of actually made up quite a few spots. So if he's patient, he will do well, I'm sure.
Yeah, especially around a track like this where draft is quite prominent as well with the long straights. If you keep behind someone going through that turn 2, 3, 4, 5 section, you generally open yourself up to a lot of potential overtaking around this track. I think last corner is a good chance as well. You can set someone up and run down the front straight and down to the downhill area of turn 1. So plenty of overtaking, but you've also got to be able to ride these cars on the edge to be able to do it.
Yeah, most definitely you do. And to drive these cars on edge, to drive this track, even in a GT3 car on edge takes some pretty big cojones. So these guys in these V8s, see, as you've just seen right in front of Stefan Lawrence here, big lockup from Brendan Martin. Oh no, he's not going to finish the lap. We got, we didn't get to do the whole lap again inside, but that's fine.
It's like Silverstone every time we try to go on someone, they finish the thing.
What was that? We weren't winning that night, were we?
I'll let you take over and see if you can get a full lap here with Brad.
Here we go, guys. Coming down to the first corner, Yokohama, or Hochhaken, as they call it. We're on board with Braden Martin here. It's very easy easy to lock up through that first hairpin there. Just because you're coming from, you know, at the top of 6th gear, that basically you want to be at 1st gear at the apex of that hairpin. So down through here, these set of corners through here is Mercedes Arena, as you see the big Mercedes sign down through there. Yes, so aptly named, you know, that because of being in Germany, Mercedes, etc, etc, etc. I'm having a bit of a brain fart on a couple of these corner names here, but as we come down to this little it is essentially a double apex corner. So there is kind of 2 lines you can take in this corner. You can take this line, which is a very traditional line, out and in. You can actually take that as, you can essentially make that corner a double apex and kind of come into the entry. This is the Schumacher S's. Up through the Schumacher S's, you need to be on full throttle up through there, but it's just basically the perfect line that you want to be able to take through there. If you get that perfect line right, then you'll be able to hook it at full pace. As we come through Advan, I've forgotten all my names now. And as we come down through the little chicane here, as we were saying earlier with Stefan, that it's a bit smoother. So you're actually hitting that in 4th gear. It's sort of quick, or you can take a quick shift down to 3rd gear and then straight back up into 4th gear. But it's very unlike a lot of the ones you see with a lot of the DTMs or the GT3 cars will actually race in. It's got a bit more of a dogleg. It kind of switches back on itself a bit more in that chicane. So with that really quick chicane, we will see some people get a bit leery and a bit sideways and a bit, yeah.
Yeah, looks like Braden's finished his quality run there with only a minute and a half to go. So Stefan Lawrence has actually pipped him with 7 100s separating them, a 57.01 and a 57.08. So wow, very tight at the top there.
So that was very tight at the top there, guys.
Yeah, and Stephen Martin's only 4/10 further back. So I reckon there's going to be a good battle. If those top guys keep battling, it's going to bring this whole mid-pack who are only, you know, a second away on quality lap time. They're just going to be a 20-car train the whole race. If these front guys just keep battling. So I reckon we're going to see some good racing.
Most definitely.
We got Greg for Team Greg.
How is it, Team Greg? Everyone seems to be disappearing off track, so here we go. We'll get camera on Peter Morris here.
30 seconds left to quality, so we'll see a few guys hopefully finishing their laps as he just hits the grass and spins. So that'll be Peter's quality run done and dusted.
That surely will be. Peter Pollard still on his last little lap here. Is he going to be able to better his time? He's currently got a 2:03.9. Oh, he's on a 2:01, almost 2:01 flat. Wow, that's a big improvement from his last lap.
Oh, and he's just locked it up going and down. Is he still going to go again? Nah,
let's jump on board here with Mr. Sinkovic for his last lap.
See how he goes.
Is he going to be able to... oh, no, he's just disappeared off track here. So it seems we're going into the start here. And that is the start. That is our qualifying done, guys. Heat 1 shall start very, very soon. Where are my cameras? Come on. Now you know you want to do it. Why does it keep on setting itself back to scenic? What are you doing? No!
You have to be on a car that's actually on the grid.
Oh, car, okay. Let's go. Here we go. Mr. Bradley, well, here we go. So...
You got approximately just a minute here, guys, until these guys will be off and racing. So your top 10 is Stefan Lawrence, Braden Martin, Stephen Martin, I believe it's Dan Schultz in P4, Daniel Schultz, Bradley Wall, Dylan Budzini in P6, Roy Clark in 7, Peter Pavlovich in 8, Luke Crum in 9, and Jake Skelton rounds out your 10.
Beautiful. Then we got Chris Thornton, Callan Hodgkinson, Dean Sinkovic, Greg Leake, Jacob Hughes, Peter Wilkinson, Chris Tomlin, Joshua Loiterton, Stephen Sinkovich, Greg Johnston, Mr. Mites, Peter Pollard, Shannon Blackburn, Peter Morris, Luke Cornwell, and Jaden Darling to wrap out our grid, guys.
Was that 25 on the grid?
It's 26 all up.
26. Nice grid. Nice size. I've got about 10 seconds to go all green, guys, so wait it out and see what happens at the start here.
Look at having some beautiful looking liveries on the grid this week. Once again.
5 green lights, sorry. And they are green, and Sippy gets a great launch from P1, and so does Brady Wolf from P5 as they storm down to turn 1. This downhill braking zone. Let's see if there's going to be any carnage down into here. Also clean so far, 4 wide in the mid-pack.
We've got a couple of lockups. We've got 2 crashes as we were all concerned. Stephen Sinkovich and Greg Leake. We'll jump on the board with the most recent. Not sure what's happened there with Stephen. Is he just locked up a little bit, or does he get caught up in the? I
think everyone here. Peter was a little bit late, but he's taken avoided action down the inside there.
Oh, and he's just a bit. Oh, Greg Leake's in there as well. Oh, unfortunate.
This looks like standard turn 1 Constantina when you're sort of at the back of the pack there. So well done to all the drivers there getting through there relatively cleanly. All still going. That's the main thing. Is we got Jake Skilton running on the outside, and is that Stephen Martin that's just spun coming into turn 5 there.
Stephen Martin.
Out of P3, out of the podium position.
Oh, that is. We'll try and get a replay of that one. Oh, Stephen Martin. We've had the
Daniel's just been tagged from behind.
A little bit of a love tap there, but that's not our place to say.
Yeah, I think that's just a little bit ambitious there from Daniel. It is unfortunate because it's that Constantina effect as well. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel will get some sort of penalty there if he doesn't readdress back to Stephen in there. We'll leave that, of course, to the guys in race control to decide for that one. So Bradley Wall's fallen back as well after that awesome start after getting up into P4, so he's back down to P6. Just behind Roy Clark as they come through this fast chicane for the first time. Side by side back there with Kellen Hodgkinson and Dylan Buzzini. Looks like everyone's got through their clean for the first round as they come up to the last corner. Still side by side at the background there.
Well, at the back there, it seems like Mr. Stephen Sinkovich has had a bit of a big crash here towards the back. I'm not sure if we can get an action replay of this one up.
Have a look, see what's happened here as they're coming up top of the Schumacher S's into this left-hander.
Oh, so it was just a double lock-up. Look at that. That was unfortunate events from both cars, I believe. That looked like
up on 2 wheels as well.
Wow.
That's a bit unfortunate.
Crazy. Let's get back to the racing.
Yeah, it's pretty chaotic first lap. Relatively clean, but still a lot of passing and side-by-side action for the first lap of these guys for their 20-minute race. You can imagine what the 40-minute race is going to be like later on tonight with that reverse top 10.
Oh yeah, that reverse is so awesome. That just makes it so cool, that reverse grid, and that's when you can really see the guys that have got pace and they've got racecraft. They're kind of the guys that are a bit more of a, I wouldn't say complete package, but you know, that have been around racing a bit longer. So I've got a bit of a lock-up there from Roy Clark.
I think he was taking a little bit of avoiding action from Luke there, who was also running really wide into the hairpin, but they were almost 3 wide up here as they come into the left-hand. Who's going to take the lead out of this one? Looks like Jake Skilton's got a 2-for-1 deal around the outside. Great move.
Oh, whoa. Cashed in. Bradley Wall rubbing panels. But he's gotten out of the gas. I thought Bradley Wall had it there.
Yeah, it's a very hard corner to hold around the outside there. It's, as you said earlier, with it's a lot faster than you think. So if you're slightly off that racing line, you'll just drift wide off into that Astro, which is almost like an auto spin sort of situation.
Yeah, especially if other cars in previous laps have been off on that same corner and put a bit of dirt and marbles and all the rest of it on that outer part of the track as well. Spells a bit of disaster for cars also. So
Yeah, it looks like Stephen Lawrence has got some pace out there with a 57.4.
Absolute pace. But he's getting hunted down by Braden Martin.
Yeah, Braden's just put in a 56.9.
What?
Which is quicker than any one of their quali laps. So he's obviously got a nice race set up on that car and is making those tyres work early on in this race.
How is that? And that's on lap. That's the start of lap 3 as well. That is impressive work from Braden Martin to get that much heat in the tyres that early, and to stay on the back of Stefan Lawrence, especially when he's on a day like today when he's got so much pace.
Yeah, that's insane. A little bit obviously it will be draft help, but that's still some serious lap time there from Braden so early on. Hopefully it doesn't burn his tyres out, being a 20-minute. Well, we've got roughly 14 laps in this race. And these cars are obviously notoriously hard on their tyres no matter what track you're taking them to, so hopefully he's not going to burn his tyres out too quickly here and he can stay up with Stefan at the front.
Yeah, especially the weight of these cars on a track that these cars really aren't designed for, you know, especially even worse on tyres, I'm sure, than they would be usually.
Yeah, normally it's a F1 style track, so it's pretty abrasive and flowing, which is sort of the opposite of what you want in these cars. You want sort of more stop-start sort of tracks, but yeah, these guys are making it work around here as they come up to the last corner. It looks like Braden's pulled another few tenths out of him this lap. He's going to be right on coming into lap 4 out of 14 here.
Oh, we might just jump to the back here. We've had a bit of a crash here from Jacob Hughes towards the back here, guys. You might just have a look how this is unfolded.
Just fallen down from 12th to 19th as well. Oh, looks like Stevens here as well. Let's go to explain both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like Stevens just giving him a little love tap there. And I think Stevens just going to readdress that here coming up the straight. That's why he's falling down the leaderboard as well. He is. He's going to let Jacob back by there on the right and go again. Actually, he's had a few more cars through, so maybe he's got a bit more damage. First thought English.
Did you want to do from 12 down? Is that what you said before? Sorry, I missed it.
Oh no, it's just seeing why Stephen was so many positions. He was in 12th at the time of that incident there with Jacob.
Oh, and he's dropped all the way down into 24th there, Stephen. Oh, after that, a little bit of an incident, so we'll leave that one to the...
Not the best round race so far for him, but he'll still make his way through there. Looks like we've had a couple of DNFs here, unfortunately, but he's a couple seconds lap faster than Loitering in front of him, so he'll probably try and aim to catch him by the end of the race, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure he'll try and chip back at them.
Oh, for sure. He never gives up. They're only just up. There's a massive pack just up the road from them, so if they keep battling and he just sets his lap times, he'll be up there in no time at all.
Let's see what the blimp's doing. See if we can see a whole lot more cars on track.
Just come down from second as well, and he's falling all the way back.
Wow, so we got Roy. Yeah.
He's fallen all the way back to... I think he's out of the top 20 actually, according to my...
Oh, hey.
Oh no, he's back up to second. So it's just I think it might have just been an overlay glitch there for a moment or two.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I just noticed that as well, and I almost,
Right, don't worry guys, it's just technology.
Yeah, technology. But on a side note, some pretty impressive driving here from Spots Up guys so far. We've got Luke Crum already up. He is up 6 positions. We've got Jake Skilton up 6 positions, and we've got Callan Hodgkinson, as we were talking about earlier, one to watch, that loves to carve his way up through the pack, and he's up 5 positions also. So he's done very, very well.
Yeah, I definitely think a few of these guys focus a lot more on their race craft than race pace, consistency more than that outright lap time, which is a great way to do it, especially in the Super 2 sort of series where obviously half these guys are possibly the first time driving these cars. So it's good to see that there are some guys out there that are improving as the season goes on, and hopefully as we get towards that round 8, 9, 10, we're going to have a few more guys up with Stefan, Braden and Stephen towards that front pack consistently battling.
That's definitely.
looks like we've got a nice battle up just in front of Kellen as well, with Bradley, Roy and Jake still going at it for P4, 5 and 6. So if these guys start getting into it, Kellen will be right there as well, and he gains some more positions pretty quickly. As Bradley's is he gonna go for it? He's gonna go up the inside.
Oh, is he gonna get it? Oh, he's taking a little bit wide under brakes. Jake Skilton. Oh, Roy Clark, sorry.
No, nice.
Oh, very
Holds
nice.
it around the outside there, and he's gonna put his foot down and try and chase down Jake now for P4.
That is definitely no easy feat either. Holding that on the outside, mate. So he's a better man than me.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have done that myself, to be honest.
I would have.
I prefer the switchback. It looks like Peter Pavlic is also setting some good lap times in the 58s.
Wow, he is too. He's at one position for now.
Yeah, and he's just getting past Kellen here on the inside as well. So it looks like he's got some race pace. As Braden's in the pit lane. Maybe he forgot to
here?
I think he has forgot to fuel his car up for the race.
It looks like
and Kellen's on the rear and has a moment there in turn 1.
I'm not sure what's happened there.
I think he may have forgot to fuel the car up, because I do not believe there is a pit stop in this first race.
Let's have a look at this. We've got a big lock up into the into Yokohama here, guys. Oh.
Catches that rear on turn and corrects out of it.
Wow.
He's only going to lose their one position out of this, I think, one position lost out of that. So a little bit unfortunate, but in the end pretty harmless.
Yeah, pretty harmless, as long as he can kind of. It just makes you sweat a bit more in the chair, doesn't it? Because you're like, oh man, exactly. I had a gap behind me, now I don't. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's be interesting to possibly later in the night post races get Braden and just talk to him about if he did just forget to fuel up his car, because we've all done it, and officials and league races, we've all forgot to put the race setup on, which could also explain his earlier laptop pace there as well.
Oh yeah, true. I see. Yeah. Run your fuel down, and then don't forget. Then forget to put the fuel in for the actual race. That old chestnut. It's just easy enough to do, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. And I do believe there is no pit stop for this one, so I could be wrong on that, but I believe there's only one compulsory pit stop in the 40-minute race, feature race that we've got coming up after this.
Yeah.
So I think he has just either forgot the rules for this race, or he has under-fueled it, but either way, he's up to 14th now, so he's going to be making a charge back. I expect him to still probably get near that top 10 with only halfway through the race. Another 5 or so laps to go. I reckon he'll still be on for a top 10 here.
Most definitely. I think, as well, these are these. So earlier, guys, these are some of our top runners that have made some mistakes there and just dropped down the field a little bit. But these guys are making their way back up a bit. Done very well to make their way back up. And Mr. Greg Leake and Dean Sinkovich still having a great drive tonight. Dean Sinkovich in the number 10 car. Sorry, in the number 24 car. He's in 10th.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good race. He's just behind Kellen and Christopher Tomlin, who are having a good scrap as well after that little spin that Cal had. So Dean's right in this, and it's a 3-way battle for 8th at the moment.
Let's get the old gyro cam going, eh? I love a bit of gyro. Let's have a bit of time on board with these guys battling out. Oh, got a lock up there from Bradley Wall. Oh no, that was from Callan Hodgkinson.
Yeah. Keep it on track, he's struggling a bit with the brakes at the moment, with that rear lock up into turn 1. He's a bit squirrely there as well.
Yes, eh? Whoa! It's a hard one though, because you definitely don't want to lose it on that hit. You can find yourself out in the sandpit very quickly. Oh, through the S's here, side by side through the S's. That is not recommended.
It's not something I'd normally see on any race car around those corners, but they're doing it well, side by side. It's whole lap pretty much so far.
Still side by side.
He's just breathed the throttle a bit there to let Cal have the position. I think he's going to set him up for a run up here into that last corner.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can get a good exit
down
through the
chicane. Hopefully be able to get him on the inside of last corner, yeah?
Might even extend it into the chicane here. No, he thought better of it there. did force himself a bit shallow there, unfortunately, so I don't think he's going to get the run, but...
Yeah, Stephen Lawrence out in front still. He's having a great run. But Luke Crum, now in second, Luke Crum. He's made it
Bradley's
up
up
7
to
positions,
third.
mate.
Bradley's up to third. I think Jake's had a bit of a moment somewhere along the line as well, falling back behind Bradley and and Roy there. So it's all on for this third position because you've only got Roy, Jake, and Peter not that far behind as well. And if Luke makes a little mistake, then all these guys will be on him as well. So I think Stefan's probably got this race in hand unless he makes a mistake. But the battle's on for P2 all the way down to P6 at the moment. With
look at
5
this, just a
minutes
train.
Dylan's not too far behind as well. So, you know, if any of these guys make a mistake, it can quite easily cost them 4 or 5 positions at the moment.
Oh, Stephen Martin down another 2 positions now. Down to 11th. Oh no, up 1 more position, sorry. After his earlier moment.
Yeah, he's a bit on the fight back as well. Dean's gone for the inside move on Cowell there up the road. Those guys are having an epic battle.
Absolutely epic battle. What a drive, Dean, tonight. Look at that, these guys having an epic battle up through. They're not going side by side through the S's, through the Schumacher S's for once. That's always a good sign. Always a bit safer racing.
Defensive there on Steven. I think Steven's definitely got the pace on these two, but you know, having the pace on catching someone is something and passing them is something completely different. So looks like he's going to get a good run down here on the back straight though. So see if they go side by side through this match again.
Oh, Steven looks like he's got a bit more tyre there, to be honest. Just from the exit, the amount of pace he had out of the exit.
Nice throttle modulation there, and he'll go hunting Dean now and possibly catch up to Chris and P8 as well if they have enough time left in the race.
So should we jump down the back here, have a look at these boys?
Absolutely, show the whole field, let's go.
Let's go down to down the bottom here. We'll go down to Luke Cornwell. He's having a bit of trouble on this track earlier, guys, so these are not easy cars to control, so don't be sitting there watching and just think, oh, I could do this and I can do that. You know, I could get this thing around the track. Trust me, these things are a definite handful, especially on a track like this. When they're not designed for a track like this, you know, European tracks especially, are more so designed for your GT3 cars or your Formula cars or your Grand Prix cars, you know, things like that have a lot of downforce. These things basically have a front splitter and a massive ass rear wing.
There's downforce for Australians.
Yeah, exactly right. Steven Sinkovich up in 23rd. Greg Lee with a beautiful livery. We're big fans of that livery.
Team Greg.
Yeah. Peter Pollard, along with Shannon Blackburn behind him. Peter Pollard did some nice laps earlier. He's got a bit of scraping on the side there. Not that everybody doesn't. I think everyone seems to have a bit of paint rubbed off here and there. So we won't hold it against him. That is racing. Rubbing is racing.
Especially on these sort of cars. Looks like Bradley Wall's fallen all the way back from, and Luke, or is this just the...
I think it's just having a conniption. We'll just keep on going back up through the field while it stops doing its little shuffledy thing that SDK is doing to us at the moment. So I apologise, guys.
Yeah, gotta love technology when it works.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh no, it says Bradley Wall's back in second then, but he wasn't actually on the timing wall at all there for a little bit. So let's go back up to the top, see if anything's changed here. See if this. Okay, no, Stephen Lawrence it is.
Yeah, nothing's changed. Still in the same order there. Although there is a lock-up. Spins for Luke Crum, I think.
Just as I said, let's go to Luke Crum. We've just had a big, massive lock-up, I think.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying before, is if he had that little accident, he could lose 4 or 5 positions. He's about to lose another one to Jake on the inside here. Looks like there is a lap car up in front of him there.
Oh, what? What happened to my replay? Oh, you just disappeared.
Oh, it was Luke.
Oh, it was a back marker that's taking him out. Luke Cornwell.
That's
bit too late on the brakes. Oh no.
Yeah, that's not good at all. But Yeah. Not much more to say on that one, really. It's pretty obvious what's happened there.
There is.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. But looks like he's going to hold on to this P3. They're going another one's going side by side. Oh, Jake's decided
this
he
is
can't hold
last
it
lap
there.
too, guys. Oh no, sorry, this is not last lap. Ignore me.
This should be sticking to last lap, I'd say. We could be wrong. Could be last lap. Time has just gone 19:30, so I think we should get one more lap in.
Yeah, about that, right? Yeah. Then I looked at
Should
the
be.
lap numbers and I was like, oh, okay. So we got Steph and Lawrence with a dominant performance, mate. Bloody hell. Brad Wall with a great drive. He's up 3 positions, with Luke Crum up 6 positions. Even after that, getting taken out by that unfortunate incident with the back marker there, he's actually kept his 3rd position. He's brought it back into 3rd position. He was in 2nd, so he's held on to that really nicely, eh?
He has. Yeah, it's always unfortunate when those sort of things happen, but if he can hold on to this P3, I think he'll be still happy, up 6 positions for the race. Still got Roy and Peter there as well. I think that might have been last lap as well.
Yeah, it looks like
It's hard to tell.
So
I'm still going for it though, so get back to you on that one just to confirm, guys.
yeah. No, it's not. Seemed like everyone was going a bit slow, but I don't think that is our last. This will be our last lap now,
Yeah,
guys.
they're on their last lap now. So it looks like Bradley, if he can keep this on the track, has got a nice, comfortable P2 at the moment.
Luke up to 3rd, up 6 positions, so you'd be pretty happy with that. If you started in 9th and you finished in 3rd, you'd be pretty stoked.
Yeah, and it'll be pretty similar from the next one with the reverse top 10. He'll be in 8th, so it gives them good practice of what's coming as well for the next one. And I think these top 7, everyone's going to be happy they finished really, but I think a lot of these guys that have had their moves and going up through the race will be super happy with their results. Looks like Steven's going to try and get Chris here on the last lap.
Chris Tomlin with a great drive up as well. He's up 9 positions.
Oh, that's stellar. Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you can avoid those sort of spins and stuff like that. And other people obviously potential penalties and that sort of stuff. It just all adds up that you can quite easily gain 5, 6, 7 positions. And Chris, current situation 9. Though it looks like he might lose this one to. No, he's being brave. He's holding it around the outside.
He's putting the elbows out pretty hard. Go
he's
on,
got a
son.
nice run
Go
through
on,
there. I
son.
think he's
You
going to hold
fought
him
for
off
it.
here.
You're up.
Unless Steven gets a dive bomb. Nah, he's got a chop.
Beautiful drive
out
from
for
both
a
of them.
P8.
Both of them. Beautiful
Good
drive in
race.
there. Beautiful finish from Chris.
And he's going to start P3 for the next one. So it looks like Daniel Schultz is going to get the reverse grid pole position with Dean Sinkovich and P11 just missing out. And they're side by side here over the finish between Braden Martin and
what was it?
looks like Thornton still kept it there by a couple of tenths.
400ths of a second.
400.
That is insane.
That was nuts.
That is so gold.
So that concludes race 1 there for us, guys. So we've got Stephen Lawrence P1, Bradley Ball P2, and Luke Crum P3. That is your podium. You got Roy Clark 4, Peter Pavlovic 5, Jake Skilton 6, Dylan Bazzini 7, Christopher Tomlin 9, Christopher Tomlin 8, Stephen Martin 9, and I believe it was Daniel Schultz in P10. That order will be reversed for the next race. Schultz will be on pole and they'll go again for a 40-minute sprint race where there is 1 compulsory pit stop.
So I was just trying to get the no, that's not happening. Okay, doesn't want to give it to me. Apparently it wants to give me something totally different. So I apologize for that. I was trying to get the race results up. SDK doesn't want to seem to want to give it to me at the moment, so I apologize. So just gonna have a little bit of a warm up, guys, here before the next race. Mr. Sinkovic, Steven Sinkovic out on track here, guys. Just having a bit of a warm-up. Got about a minute warm-up here before we start this next race. It's a reverse grid. 40-minute reverse grid. Very cool. And do we still have Stefan there?
Yeah, yep. No, I was just dealing with some team-related stuff.
Oh no, all good, all good. Just making sure my audio gremlins hadn't creeped back in. Someone didn't feed them after midnight or whatever the thing was.
I'm just gonna go get a drink, guys, and then I'll be back for race 2.
Awesome. So we'll just stay on. We'll stay in car, I think, with Mr. Sinkovic. I shall do the same thing and get myself a drink to wet the whistle. Yeah. So I hope you've all really enjoyed the coverage so far of the first race. Short little 20-minute, and now we've got a reverse grid 40-minute race. It's gonna be pretty epic. So we'll see with that 40 minutes and it being reverse grid, we'll see a lot of tactics coming through, guys. So it'll be very interesting to see who picks what sort of strats. Who's going to try and save a bit of tyres and fuel at the start? Who's going to try and go hard out from the start and just try and make up as many positions as possible? I don't know. For me, if I was racing and it was reverse grid and I was towards the back, I'd be patient. I know there's probably a lot, even faster guys behind me. Be patient. Let some mistakes happen and stuff in front of you, and then, be patient for the first 3-4 laps. You've got 40 minutes. So then after that, that's when I would push on a bit harder, but that's my personal opinion. But it'll be interesting to see what the different race strats are for tonight.
Yeah, definitely gonna be interesting.
I'm going to turn you up a bit.
Oh, might have just been my mic was a little bit far away from my mouth at the time of speaking.
Oh no, all good, all good. I'm just really, I'm paranoid about these gremlins.
It's all good so far.
Yeah, it's been all good so far. So touch wood, all the wood.
Yeah, I just had a quick look at the stream as well. It looks like there was no reverb either, so fingers crossed.
Yay! Come on, get in, son. Loving it. So I'm slowly learning where everything is and how to go between things and stuff. So any little bits of, as I go and as I do it more, the more I'll learn where everything is, and the more smooth everything will become, guys. Steven Sinkovic with a almost 2 minute flat there. That's just a nice little calm hot lap around the track. So, Stefan, what's your preferred in these cars, in this generation of cars? The Mustang or the Holden? Or the Commodore? I don't really want to call it a Commodore, but we kind of have to, don't we?
Yeah, if your real life look, it would be the Holden.
Yeah.
But in sim, I do prefer, like for my own team's liveries, I do prefer the Mustang. I'm a Holden person myself, so it pains me to sort of say that. But I think some of the real life liveries, like the Team 18 liveries and that sort of stuff, just look really, really nice on the Holden. There's not a huge amount of liveries out there that look super good on the Mustang. because they're all pretty much the same every year. Where, you know, obviously in sim you've got so many different liveries and variants that drivers will have every week. That just, the Mustang seems to suit them better.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm a bit of a Holden person myself as well, but I find the Mustang a touch easier to drive on iRacing. For me, I don't know whether it's my driving style or whatever. I just find it a bit easier.
I think there is a difference between them, but I just can't remember what it is.
Here we go, guys, for the 40-minute last race of the night. Let's go. Reverse grid. Main event.
So Brad's got another excellent start from P8 there. So they come roaring down into turn 1. Are they going to be just as clean as they were in the first race?
Oh,
Jake's going a bit wide. Oh, someone's around. Who's that? Oh,
Stephen Lawrence. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Fortunately, he's got a long way to come back, but what's happened here? He's middle pack. Is he just me?
Oh, it's just...
Oh, who's that that's tagged him there?
Yeah, it's just... everyone wrong place at the wrong time. Nobody
really
looked like they had anywhere to go, did they? So it was a bit inevitable to look at that one.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately part of reverse grid racing. But
that's what you got to love about a long race, hey?
Yeah, he's got plenty of time to come back, and especially if there is a safety car along the way as well, he can take his pit stop early, fuel up, and away he goes again. So wouldn't count him out just yet, although he is down to P19. He should be back up there in no time.
So we've got some of the guys to watch already. So we've got Greg Leake. Oh, he's back in the pits already.
Oh,
he's had a big crash. What's happened there? I'm not sure. It hasn't come up on my replays here. But he's had a crash. It's just said that he's jumped to the pits.
Might have just done an instant tow. See if we can find it for you guys. We'll try our best to.
Oh no, doesn't seem like it wants to give it to us, guys. To be honest, let's just get back to the racing, eh? Oh, apologise for that. Just showed him straight in the pits, but he's obviously had a big shot there.
Whole front end, yeah.
So I was just about to say he was up 4 positions. So the people to watch, Roy Clark is up 3 positions already. We've got Peter Morris up 3 positions. We've got Jacob Hughes up 4 positions already. So these 3 guys will be people to watch, guys, along with the other guys that we all know of that have started at the back and pretty much are all the way already towards the front. So we've already got Stephen Martin up into 2nd.
Yeah, a bit of that was his misfortune from that first race, which obviously we finished P9 there.
Oh,
so it's kind of that reverse grid race helps those people, you know. If you have a bad race and race your way back to that top 10 like he did, you can sort of be in front of all the carnage for the second one and race away where the race is actually worth a bit more points. So it's kind of a best thing out of a bad situation, I suppose.
Yeah, it is, hey. Yeah, if you're gonna, if you're gonna have some bad luck, you want the bad luck to be in the first race, don't you? You know,
for sure. Yeah, or the first lap. You know, you always want it to be gone early and you can race your way back.
Yeah. So Roy Clark up 3 positions. Bradley Wall up 3 positions with a great drive. Braden Martin already up 5 positions. Just trailing behind his... Oh no, he's just about to overtake his teammate Dylan.
He's going to let him go here into the Schumacher races.
Oh, beautiful drive. He's got some serious pace in that car already, Braden. Bloody hell.
It looks like we do have Ford currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6.
We do. Wow, hey, that is a procession of Mustangs. It might seem like this track is a bit preferred by Mustangs. This Mustangs might be a bit easier to drive around here on a flat, say a bit more of a flatter track, you know. I know that the Holdens always lend themselves to a bit more undulation and a bit more elevation in track. You know, hence Bathurst, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like I'm not sure if they are.
6 wide at the front there.
What's that?
Into that last one. They're all just battling real hard up here for the top. What, 9, 8 positions, all just line of stern.
It's absolutely nuts. Oh, here we go. Greg Leake's out of the pits now, guys. So let's go up to the front here. Daniel Schultz trying to hold off Stephen Martin here, but he's doing a very good job. He's making that Mustang very wide. Stephen Martin, Chris Tomlin, in third there. These guys holding their 3 positions from where they held them from the beginning.
Yeah, it's hopefully Luke can hold. Sorry, Chris can hold this one. He's due a good result. He's always been up there for the reverse grid, but unfortunately always had something that's happened and fallen back down. So good to see him up there battling with these quick guys, and hopefully he can stay up there as well for the duration of this race.
Yeah. As long as everyone has some solid luck this whole race, and we will see some definite, hopefully not massive changes in positions, but you know it is a reverse grid, so.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like Stephen's just gone a bit wide there in the grass.
Stephen Martin's just gone a bit wide there. He's gone.
Gonna hold it. He is.
Let's see if
just
he's
behind Braden there.
Oh, it's just a bit late on the brakes there.
He's trying to do a switchback, but just drifts too wide with too much pace.
Oh.
He's just off sand, which is like glue on these cars.
So I think it did look like he was trying to do that alternate line through that corner.
Yeah, I think
sometimes
he's just a little bit too much speed through there.
Yeah.
For that line, and then just drifted off into the gravel, which is very easy to do in this track.
Yeah, most definitely.
So Bradley there's up in B5 and got the fastest lap time as well so far. So he's on
that
a
one.
mission.
1:07. Oh, 1:57. Oh, bloody hell, man. These guys are quick.
It was also quicker than his quality lap time, which I believe was a 58.0. So some of these guys are finding that pace more than a car times. So he's going to make a move? No, he thought about it, fainted out into Jake.
Oh, is he going to be able to do it? Everyone, there's a bit of tyre smoke from locking up there. Oh, is Wyatt Clark getting a little bit sideways? Jake Skilton almost being able to profit from that.
Yeah, they're definitely racing hard early on, because you're not worrying about tyres or fuel or anything. They're just going as fast as they can for as long as they can in this first stint of this race before their pit stops.
Which is nuts, because I thought you'd see a couple of them just like, you know, take it easy the first couple of laps, try and save a bit, but they don't look like it. They're just going nut, foot to the floor, let's go, boys.
Yeah, it definitely seems. I'm not sure of the fuel limit. I think it's an open fuel limit for this race. A lot of people probably just fill the car up maximum 110 litres and drive it until it's empty and chuck some tyres on and do quality laps at the end. I think will be most people's game plan. There might be the odd few that have underfueled their car, relying on safety cars to sort of catch that time difference back up. But definitely see it'd be interesting to see later on in the race to see how the strategy works out. But this top 10 is only covered by, looks like about 4 seconds. So, you know, if you make a mistake, you can quite easily lose 5 or 6 positions.
Oh, who's that? Oh, is that a back marker? No, it's just a back marker getting out of the way.
Got Luke trying to get out of the way there, but it has given Roy a bit of a run on Chris. But Jake's got the run on Roy coming side by side into the chicane. Jake's just feathered his throttle, thought better of it there, but these guys are battling so hard for the lap 4, into lap 4 coming into 5. But Jake's given Roy a nice little red tap, and that's Bradley to go up the inside into the last corner here. Who's going to get the, I think Jake's going to get the run out that wider line and the slipstream behind Roy, but these guys are leaving nothing behind so far on the track.
Oh, amazing, man.
Braden's got the run on both of them.
Everyone trying to break each other's slipstream down the straight. Try and give them some safety through the hairpin. Oh no, what's happened there? So Jake Skilton has had a crash there. Have a look at different camera angles.
Off his rears going down the hill there. Blocks to the inside, defends to the inside, hard on the brakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just patched the rear going down to first gear.
Oh, it looks
luckily
like
avoided everyone.
Yeah, it looked like he was braking to avoid and then just locked up, hey?
Yeah, easy to do in these cars, especially when you're already at the limit and you've got to feed it another gear. It just doesn't like it. Brady's done a nice run here as well, Chris.
Yeah, beautiful run from Chris Tomlin here. He's up into second from third actually. With Brad Wall behind him, hunting him up 6 positions. Brad Wall already on the 5th lap.
Yeah, and then you got Braden there who started, I believe, about P14, so he's up about 10. He's on a mission as well to hunt these top guys down early in this race and get a good result after the luckily poor performance in that last one.
Wow, bloody brilliant, eh? That is up a fair amount of positions. That's 10 positions in 5 laps. That's 2 laps of 2 positions a lap, really.
Yeah, the way he's going, he'll be in P1 in no time.
Yeah. Oh, look at this train of Mustangs at the moment, guys. It's a bit of a world of domination at the moment. Oh, we're getting broken up a little bit by a couple of Commodores now.
I definitely think the Mustang's the more favoured car in the series as well. Just in general, looking through the field. It's,
yeah, we do have a lot more. So out of the whole field of 25 guys, we've only actually got 10 Holdens and we've got 15 Mustangs.
That's a bit more than I thought it was going to be, to be honest, so that's not too bad. I thought it was going to be more like 20 Mustangs and 5 Holdens.
Yeah, and then just a handful of Commodores.
Yeah.
But it'll be great to see what iRacing does with the Gen 3 Camaro and Mustang and what they're going to do with the extra, you know, extra manufacturers and stuff coming on board, which is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it should make. I hope they get them out as soon as they did with, you know, the ZB and the Mustang. As soon as they were released, they sort of, in real life, they came out in the sim not long after. So hopefully they can do something similar with those Gen 3s.
Yeah, hopefully they don't make us wait a whole bloody year for it or something, you know, like...
Yeah.
Oh, we finally got them. Yeah, like, oh, cool, thanks.
Apparently, Sandown and Winton also coming to iRacing.
Oh, very nice.
A couple more Aussie tracks, and I wouldn't be surprised if they put the Bend in there as well, being capable of running international GT3 and, you know, LMP prototype races as well. Be another really good track, I think, for addition for a sim like this.
Oh, definitely, 100%. They should just literally have... They should have all of them. They should have all the Australian tracks, all even just like the... All Aussie and New Zealand tracks. I vote they need to have all Aussie and New Zealand race tracks. Full stop.
I definitely vote yes for the New Zealand part.
Oh, we got some pretty cool race tracks, but we got some pretty sketchy ones too. But they're
going to go side by side. Oh, this is not going to end well. Side by side. Oh, they made it work.
There, down past Bradley Wall there. We've got Roy Clark going into the pits here, guys.
So Roy and Steven are going to go for the early pit stop, 12 minutes into the 40-minute race, and fuel up and go home.
Well, that's really early too, eh, guys?
Yeah, 7 laps in. I think we're going to get about 24 in total. So that'll be
a third of the way there. So
yeah, about a third of the way
just a bit of splash and dash, right? New tyres, splash and dash. Keep on going.
Yeah, I'd be playing the long game, especially with the supercars, and almost, you know, making it even on the tyres, especially in the car like this where the tyres are so, you know, the car's so hard on the tyres. I would probably, personally, if it was up to me, I'd be going a bit longer. Like these front guys are, just got to go as long as you can, and you put fresh tyres on with low fuel and just set those quick lap times.
Yeah, and then try and hopefully not get caught up in heaps of traffic later on as well, you know. That's why I'm trying to go a bit later.
I think that is why Roy and Roy put it. He was just caught up there with Peter Pavlicic and catching the back of Bradley Waller and Braden Oxley after his battle with Braden. So I think he decided to make the best of a worst situation and get out of traffic and go for the undercut side of it.
Yeah, definitely a smart move. If you're under too much pressure, it's always a smart move as well, just to try and give yourself a breather, just to go, okay, cool, reset. I know I'm on a lot of pressure right now. These guys might be a little bit out of my league, but I'm going to try my best.
Oh, looks like
a crash here. Braden Martin crashed with Chris Tomlin.
That's
Let's have a look at that replay here, guys.
He's not close enough to make the move, so what's happening? I think Chris is going to loop it, and Braden's just hit the grass on the entry.
Braden's locked
and
it up.
That's unfortunate, yeah. I think he's just hit the grass on braking and just had nowhere to go, really. As soon as you lose it, you're just a bit of a passenger.
Yeah, hey.
It's very unfortunate for both parties involved there. Hopefully the cars are okay and still drivable.
We might see some just inadvertent pit stops from both of them, just because they, even if they don't have any damage, they might just take the opportunity.
Yeah, Braden's in the pit now.
Yeah,
so it looks like he's just jumped in the pits now. His fast repair here and get a new car and go again.
Yeah. Bradley Wall profiting from that. He's up into second now. He's up 7 positions, guys.
Yeah.
And Peter Pavlovich as well in the Commodore. He's our
Yeah, looks
first
like
Commodore on the grid. He's in P3 at the moment.
they're both going a few tenths quicker than Daniel is at the front, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is a three-way battle in the next few laps if they both all stay out on track. These two have definitely got they got the fastest cars on track at the moment. Everyone else is in the 59s in the 2 minutes, so these guys are still pumping out high to mid 58s, so putting in some serious lap times at the moment.
Yeah, and you're doing that every lap, you know, you're making up half a second, if not more. You know, that's just chopping that lead away. But Daniel doing a great job to stay ahead of him.
Yeah, he's having a pretty consistent race out there. He's not the quickest driver we've got on the grid, but he's doing very well for his lap times. I think every lap's been at, you know, high 58, low 59. He's just aiming for that lap time number and hitting it.
Well, that's the thing. That's sometimes all it'll take, you know. He might be, you know, it might be a couple of tenths essentially off the other boys, but it might be just enough to keep him at bay, you know. So
yeah, for sure.
Especially if he, it'll be interesting to see when he pits actually, because he'll be governing. I think he'll really be governing how Brad Wall and Peter Pavlovich take their pits. So
yeah, and he's probably also keeping an eye on Roy as well in his lap times, because although he was a little bit far behind, you don't really want to get behind someone that's got an undercut, because at a track like this you can make it very difficult for someone to pass and defend quite easily. So I think he'll be keeping an eye on all the gaps that he's got, and just playing it smart here and pitting to cover rather than risk that chance of people undercutting him.
Yeah, true. Just you don't want to. You don't want to lose it if you've already got it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's sometimes the biggest pressure moments, isn't it? That's when I make the most mistakes. You know, when you come in. Oh, it's right there. You can taste it.
Yeah, it's always easy to get greedy as well if you're, say, the situation of Roy and Steven, to go too hard too fast and burn those tyres out as well, and then the guys that pit later just come bowling past you because you've got no tyres and no lap speed left in your car as well.
Yeah.
P7, that's a pretty good race from Dean as well, after starting P11, so up 4 there. A couple of those obviously from pit stops, but still a good race so far from Dean, nice and clean, setting some good lap times there.
Yeah, Joshua's just up 14 positions. He seems to have found his found the wheels under that Commodore now.
Yeah, he's starting P23 and up to 9th, so yeah, that's some serious moving up the field there, so see if he can keep his charge on the way to the front of the field going and keep catching the guys in front.
Yeah, apologies for that. My timing screen's gone all a bit. It's because everyone's gone into the pits, guys, so we've got everyone starting to pit now. So let's have a look who's pitted and who hasn't.
So we've got Luke in the pit lane at a P4.
So we'll just keep that up until we can see that when everyone's pitted, guys. We'll keep that up for. Okay, let's go back up to the top. Daniel's on track still. Why is my camera all gone a bit funny? Apologies, guys. Daniel, Brad, Peter, pretty spaced out here at the moment, guys. Try and get my track back up. I apologise for that.
Looks like even after that little incident there, Chris has been able to race back up to P4, so it's only cost him a couple of positions. Unfortunate for him, but looks like he's still going to get a decent result here if he can keep going at the pace he's going.
Definitely. But might go towards the back here, guys. We've got a few people coming out of the pits here, so we should see some bit of action. They're coming down through the Mercedes arena now. Peter Pollard. Here we go, this little battle pack again.
So what we got here, got Dylan Bettini sort of just letting these quicker guys go. And we've got Jake Skilton trying to make the move here, Stephen Lawrence is in front, and Greg Johnston with no rear wing going for the aerodynamic Holden Commodore model. Which will probably be alright for the next round, I believe, at Le Mans, when they go to Le Mans, but can't imagine it'll be very good around Nürburgring.
No, especially not in these cars. No. A beautiful move there with from Jake Skilton with the overtake.
Yeah, he's on a bit of a mission here to call back some position, getting past Dylan there. He should get past Greg here pretty easy with that damage Greg got, and also I don't believe Greg's headed you either.
A different camera angle on this one. Wow, he's got no bonnet at all. Oh, he's going full custom.
Is he going to go into the pit lane? No, I think that'll make Jake will set up a nice wide line here, get the under over, and get that exit and drive under him here down the front straight. Yeah, Dylan's not giving us up here. He's right in there in that slipstream.
So that's our lap times, best lap times.
Yeah, it's the Commodore's a very different shape without the wing and the bonnet. Getting some nice extra cooling to the front and some less aero track at the rear. Should be nicely set up for a straight line.
Yeah, it's taking our speed holes to a totally different level, isn't it? Though.
Yeah, for sure.
It looks like a Saturday night mayhem car, doesn't it? Not a Sunday night V8 car.
Close to it, yeah.
Okay, after this little bit of a shuffle after the pits, guys, we've got Mr. Pavlovich. We've got Daniel Schultz still out in front with Peter Pavlovich and Chris Thornton in third.
Yeah, so Bradley Balls come out behind Roy and all of this, so he's going to have to put in some good laps here to catch back up to Roy Clark and get back in front of these guys and get back onto that podium here, which is always the downside, obviously, to those that do the undercutters. They'll get those positions back, but when these quicker guys, or these guys that have gone further, get back on the track with some fresher, warmer tyres and low fuel, they should be able to call them back over the next few laps, I'd say, as well.
Fortunately, he's got his teammate in front of him, so hopefully he can tag onto the back of him, get a bit of tow, and make some things happen. So we have two people coming out of the pits here, guys. We've got Blackburn, Budzini, and Johnston coming out of the pits now, along with Dean Sinkovich, Peter Morris, and Mr. Mites going into the pits.
Yeah, you've got Roy and Braden just in front of Kellen and stuff here, so it's going to be interesting with these guys to see sort of where their whole pit strategy comes out of it, and whether Braden has any form of penalty as well from that little incident he had with Christopher Tomlin there a little bit earlier in the race. But Loitering's, I know he hasn't pitted yet, but he's up 19 positions.
Wow,
so
what a
far in
drive,
this race. So he's doing well, playing the long game, hoping for that safety car. So I think he's one to watch later in the race. I think if he's going to make these tyres go long in the first stint, he'll be quick in that back half of the race. We've got about 16 minutes to go now, guys. About 9 more laps for these guys. I expect Joshua in here any tick of the clock as well, because he'll be running out of fuel pretty quick.
He's done very, very well. I wonder how his tyres are, but he's done very, very well. And he seems to still have quite a bit of tyre coming out of those corners. So you never know, eh? He's been quick and just nursed him, but now he comes into the pits, guys. Joshua Lauderson. up 19 positions before he goes into the pits. Not bad.
Yeah, good first half of the race for him. See where he comes out and see how many more positions he can get with those fresher tyres later in the race.
Yep. Apologise for all the camera angles stuff, guys. Just trying to find the best ones. I do like this one. I'll keep on coming back to this one. I love that. That's such a cool view. There you go, Roy Clark. On board with Roy Clark. Right front suspension.
He came out just behind Daniel as well, so as I was saying a little bit earlier, Daniel sort of had to make sure he covered Roy and stayed out in front of him. So he's played that pretty well so far.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's see how this has all worked out. I'm pretty sure we've got Mr. Loiterton. The only people we've got left for pitting is Peter Pollard and Chris Thornton. Oh, and it would be Loiterton's just gone in, so we got Shannon Blackburn and Chris Thornton have not come in for pits yet, but I'm sure they will come in very, very soon.
Yeah, they'll be running out of fuel pretty soon here, so they expect it to go back to Daniel Schultz from Roy Clark and Braden being the top three, and you take over the clock now.
Tell you what, these V8s at these European tracks is a stroke of genius, I believe. It's so cool. Because it is so unexpected. You don't know what to expect every week, you know? And that's what makes it really exciting.
Especially in these cars, out of the three that SRW do, obviously four out of the Radicals, the F3s, the Porsches, and these are definitely the hardest to drive. Porsches are up there with obviously no ABS and no traction. But these things just have that more weight, more power, less downforce. They're just a brute of a thing to drive at any track that they go to in the sim.
Oh, I 100% agree. They're definitely, I think if you could learn to drive one of these fast, you can drive anything really, honestly, to be honest.
Oh yeah. These teach you,
Stephen Martin getting a bit sideways there. Stephen Martin, sorry. Getting a bit...
teach you a lot about roll control. Stephen, he just gasses it up a bit too quick coming out of that last corner.
Oh, and he's locked it up again. Oh no. Wow.
Possibly running out of tyres there after that early pit stop, so...
Oh yeah, true it was. He pitted at about that 14-minute mark, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jake Stilton, unfortunately, with a bit of a crash here too, guys. He might have got caught up here a bit with Stephen Martin getting a bit sideways here, has he? Hopefully not. Or has he just done the same thing? Locked up in the same spot, but look.
I think he's run a bit deep. Ran a bit deep and lost a few seconds there, but a bit harmless. Yeah. He'll continue on and try and catch these guys in front now.
So this battle pack at the front here, guys. So these guys are pretty separated. Braden Martin's on the hunt. Bradley Wall's on the hunt. Along with Luke Crum and Peter Pavlovich. But these guys here, look at that train. Behind Peter Pavlovich with Stephen Lawrence, Chris Tomlin, Stephen Martin, Jake Skeleton, and Dylan. That's a pretty crazy little pack to be part of. And yeah, Shannon, we've got Peter Pollard behind him as well, but Peter Pollard is a lap down by the look of it. No, he's not a lap down. He is a back marker. So
yeah, it's battles on for that top 10 because if Jake and Dylan here can catch Stephen and Chris just up the road here, it's going to be a massive train for P5 down to P10. Sorry, P4 down to P10. So it's going to be all on come these last 12 minutes as the tyres sort of even out and everything, as we've got Chris here taking his one and only pit stop for the race, so he'll probably come back out in about 13th position, I think, being my guess, and it allows Daniel back out to the front.
He's called it. Oh, he's come out in 10th. Wow, Chris Thornton, who was leading because he went on the very last late pit stop, he's come out in 10th, so he's actually done well to kind of keep it around that 10th position. So, as you were saying, predicting 13th. So,
Yeah, I'd say it'd take him a few laps to get those tyres up, so I wouldn't be surprised if Jake and Dylan him
Oh, yeah,
potentially
true.
pass them just on this first lap, unless if he can defend those guys off for a lap, he'll be fine with those fresher tyres.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if he stays there, and he's only got a couple of seconds up the road to Stephen and Chris here, so he could even claw his way back up the field as well with these fresh tyres.
Yeah. Nice.
10 minutes to go. It's coming up to 10 minutes to go as well, so 2/3 of the way through. So we should be aiming for about 22, 23 laps here, depending on how quick these guys up the front. Obviously, lap looks like Daniel's going about a second a lap quicker than Roy on those fresh tyres, and Brad and Braden are catching Roy as well at about a second a lap. So I think we're going to be all these last
Battle
10
here.
minutes. Stefan's also got some fresh tyres here behind Peter after that spin as well, so after being lap 1 P23, he's now back up to P7, so he's had a mega recovery drive.
Absolutely brilliant drive from a lot of these guys. They're taking their time though, but they're just chipping away. Joshua Loiterton with that great drive. He was up, what was he up previously?
I think his best has been up P9 and 19 positions so far.
So he's dropped
So
10 positions after the pit stop, but I'm sure...
it looks about right, yeah. Also, it depends on how many tyres they took and fuel loads and...
Oh, Shannon Blackburn coming into the pits here, guys.
Oh no!
Oh, he's just pit walled himself. Oh no!
He's missed it. That's...
We have to get a look at that one. So what's he done?
He's just tried to come into the pits and just locked up. Gone in a bit too quick.
Oh no! Oh, he just missed Loiterton as well. Oh, but he's brought it back in.
Very lucky for Josh there that he didn't get collected.
Very lucky. Oh. And Shannon was very lucky they didn't just ended up in the wall and then have to spend a couple of minutes in the pits trying to fix it.
Yeah.
So he was very lucky there. Oh, very lucky but unlucky at the same time.
Yeah, easy to do, especially if obviously in that first race there weren't any pit stops, so no one really got to practice their pit entries unless they did it in practice themselves.
Yeah, and you did also call it, Stefan. It'll be interesting to see if anybody runs into that pit wall.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was one of your first comments tonight. So,
yeah, it's easy to do. I think a couple of us might have done it in the F3s as well, which obviously if you do it in those sort of bends, you got to take your fast repair, but it's easy to do, especially if you don't practice at a track like this where it's a lot tighter than people think as well.
Oh, definitely. And you have to, you're coming from a pretty quick speed coming around that chicane as well. So to try and hook on the anchors so quickly is pretty difficult, especially in these cars.
Yeah, exactly. With that faster chicane, everything's just a bit different than obviously the slower chicane. You're accelerating a lot more. Jake's got a bit of a moment coming into that corner. Looks like he might be struggling a bit because he's got Dylan here making a run and Chris right behind him on those fresh tyres as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Chris try and set up a move on both of them here coming down into turn 1.
Oh.
He's gone down the inside of 1. Is he going to get both? Not quite. He might get him on the acceleration point out of here though, in the traction zone, and see if he can set it up for the run down to turn 5.
Great little battle here. Oh, Jakey looks like he's struggling to hold these two off though, doesn't he? It doesn't seem like he has as much pace in that Mustang as these two behind him have.
I think he's just struggling with those rear tyres by the look of it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Chris makes a move. Oh, excuse me. It's getting late here in New Zealand.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I think he's going to send it down here, or is he going to wait for the... I think his best bet here is with those fresher tyres is try and set him up out of the Schumacher races into this left-hander up the run here, up here. So see what he can do coming up through the Schumacher. He's got a nice run in the draft. Is he going to be close enough? Jake's actually got a really nice run out of this. He's not going to be close enough coming into this left-hander. So Jake's doing a great defending job so far, but Chris has got to get past him here soon and use those fresh tyres, or it's just going to plateau out and he won't be able to get past him again for the rest of the race.
I thought Dylan might be able to keep on the draft on the toe on the back here, but doesn't seem like he's being able to. So these, oh no! Curse of the commentator, guys. Chris Thornton with a great race, and he's just hit a bit of dirt on the outside there and just sent him out into the inside of the grass.
Yeah, very easy to do there if you get over that curve. It's I think he's just pushing a bit too hard with those fresh tyres, really trying to get past Jake there, but unfortunate, but very easy to do.
Joshua Loyton up 10 positions again, guys. So he's had a great drive. He's on the fresher tyres, so we should see a pretty strong finish from him. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get up past Chris Thornton, his teammate, and then make a bit of a tackle on the locked-on racing car of Dylan Budzini.
Yeah, I think he had the pace obviously on Jake there and Dylan, so I think he can, with about 4 laps to go, I think he should be able to get back up there. It's just a matter of, as I said earlier, it's easy. It's one thing to catch someone, it's something to pass them.
Yeah,
so,
it's very true, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like we've got a good battle up the front here between Dylan and Roy. They're really closed up here in these last few laps, and Braden and Bradley are going a second a lap faster than them, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're almost up to a top, battle for four-way first here. These guys, especially if these guys keep battling, it's definitely going to be Braden and Bradley right up to it.
We'll go to the gyro cam inside the car here, so you guys can have a look at it, have a first-hand look at this battle, and see a first-hand look at the skill of these drivers up the front here.
Very tricky traction zone. On the F3s, I really struggled with this corner here, turning in a bit too early there, like Boyd has. And Daniel's just able to get a bit of acceleration in that short shoot. So they keep it tight over that curve. And you got to use this curve as well. Just got to aim out towards that light green patch. Keep the steering straight as you can and run down to turn 5.
And it's also through that section as well, that section of corners. It's very through turn 2 through the Mercedes arena. I always find it it's very tempting to drop down an extra gear, but if you do in these cars, it'll just step sideways and your night's over. So you have to stay in third, and it's very tempting to come down to second and then into first, but you don't ever want to do that, especially in these cars.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's you really use first in these cars unless you're really going to go hot. Keep that steering straight and keep the front suspended res from knocking if you're able to make it, but otherwise it's sort of something everyone tries to avoid.
So, the gearbox cam, we'll go back through this field here.
Braden just
this is on board with Braden Martin, in the back of Braden Martin.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the TV cam so you can see the cars again. Bit easier that way.
Steven Sinkovich there, I believe, behind Braden as a lap car. So Bradley and Braden are still doing faster lap times than these guys up in front, but I think they're just going to run out of laps. As it should be last lap now, I'd say, with these guys. Just under 2 minutes to go. So
I tend to agree.
Yeah, they're gaining on them. It's not quite quick enough.
Oh, Jake Skilton's just had a bit of a crash there too, guys. Unfortunate for him. Let's just jump on board before we jump on with this battle at the front again, guys. We'll go back to the live race after this little bit of a replay.
He's hit along the front into here. Oh, he's just hit that curb on the brakes and...
Yeah, I was struggling, and it seems like he was struggling with those rear tyres, but I think it looks like his front tyres might have gone off a little bit too. Well, that's unfortunate.
It's just sort of hindering him now a bit, and he's just dealing with what he's got.
So here we go, guys. Last lap on the battle for the lead. Do you reckon Roy Clark's going to be able to do it?
If he can get a good run out of here and draft all the way up to that sort of last chicane, I think he might make a move into the last corner, but I think Daniel's really going to have to make a mistake here, given the gaps that, sort of 4 or 5 tenths. It's not undoable, it's not impossible, but I think it's going to be an uphill battle here. I think Daniel's got it pretty sus if, as long as he can hit his marks here for the last sort of 4 or 5 corners.
And Daniel with a bloody brilliant race, man. He's done very, very well. To hold these guys off with the amount of pace these guys have, it's incredible, yeah, to be able to hold them off.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the perks of, that reverse top 10.
Yep. But it is great to have that reverse, also, because sometimes, it gives those guys that don't always get a chance to get a win, to get one,
Oh, exactly.
And feel that undulation of the awesomeness of, well done, Daniel Schultz at the win.
Good racing, guys. It's Daniel Schultz across for P1, I believe, unless we've timing's played up.
Yeah,
looks like they definitely slowed down there. So Daniel Schultz P1, Roy Clark P2, Braden Martin P3 with a potential penalty over his head for that incident with Chris. Bradley Wall P4, Luke Crum P5, Stephen Lawrence 6, Peter Pavlovich 7, Stephen Martin P8, Christopher Tomlin P9 after that unfortunate incident a bit earlier, and Dylan Budzini comes across to round out the top 10.
And Jake Skilton with an unfortunate little bit of a ran out of tyres a bit later, a bit early. So, the two teammates coming across the line in 12th and 13th, Josh Loiterton and Chris Thornton had a bloody good race, mate. That was pretty awesome. Up 10 positions for Joshua, so that was a brilliant meeting for him today.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate with Chris's spin there towards the end, probably cost him that sort of top 10, but still great race regardless from both of them, up a few positions in each race.
And Peter Morris over the line in 16th here. There's a bit of an early incident, so he kind of ended up in the middle of the field there. Greg Leake, what's happened to Greg Leake there? He seems to have
he's just pulled it over as soon as that he's crossed the finish line there and exited his car.
Yeah. Oh, he's got the jump going on. Dean into the pit. What's going on there?
He's just having a bit of fun. It's one of the admins.
So what a race. Here's some doughies. Some celebration doughies from Roy Clark. We got any celebration doughies from Daniel Schultz? No, Daniel Schultz is just keeping on driving. He's just so stoked. He's just like, nah, man, just in case I had to go on one more lap, I needed to make sure. Oh, yeah, this is his victory lap. Flash your lights, cuzzy. Here's a burnout, Danny. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Look at that. Brilliant drive there from Daniel. The tour of the donuts, eh? Oh, that was not a bad burnout.
It's been I think it was a pretty good race from everyone. We'll see if we can possibly get a few people in for broadcast interviews if they are in the Discord.
We can do that. Who shall we bring in?
We'll bring in the race 1 podium. I'm just trying to think who it was. Bradley Wall.
Braden Martin was the first race, wasn't he? Oh, Stephen Lawrence.
No, he had to pit.
Stephen Lawrence was the winner of the first race.
It was Stephen Lawrence, Bradley Wall, and I'm trying to think who finished second. Oh, it was Luke Crum in third, sorry. I believe.
Yep.
See if we can get those guys in.
Okay, let's go. Just gotta find the right rooms when they're in. are they? Okay. Can't seem to find Stefan Lawrence on here. It doesn't look like Stefan Lawrence is on the communication at the moment, guys. Apologies for that. So let's get the next cab on the ramp. Was that Bradley Wall? Should we get Mr. Wall in?
That's the one.
Okay. Where is Mr. Wall?
I think he's just left as well.
Oh, can't quite hear you.
He was in the green room there, but I think he's just hopped offline straight away as well.
Oh, I think everyone's just jumped out of here. Okay, we've got Braden Martin. We've got... Why don't we just jump on with Daniel Schultz? Oh, he's jumped off as well. Ah, got to be quick.
Looks like we're not going to be able to get those interviews tonight, unfortunately, guys. So we'll try and get organised a bit better for next time. There is Daniel Schultz there. I can bring him in if you want to do some interviews with him.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic if you could.
Oh, good broadcast too. All yours, man.
Awesome. How you doing, Dan? Great race, mate. That last reverse grid seemed to pay off for you. You held your nerve and did well to get the win there. How'd you find it?
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah, the first race was quality well, but I made a small mistake. I do want to apologise to Stephen Martin for the mistake I made. Yeah, I just, drove a race and just hoped to God that I got it off the line as I always do, and it paid off this time, thankfully.
Yeah, I was saying in the race, like, oh, it's always nice when you kind of get a chance to do it and you can hold all those really, really uber fast guys off as well, off behind you as well. So, is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, mate. I'd like to thank After Dark Sim Racing. Obviously, we raced for those guys, and couldn't really do much without those guys. Big shout out to them. DSL Welding Service, Corp IT, Dragon RC. Above and below stump grinding, tree minded, mod tent, racing with autism Australia, ABC Transport, AA Designs for designing the amazing livery that you see on the car.
That is a cool livery, I have to say.
Everyone says that, and everyone wants to drive it for some reason, but yeah.
No, it's mine.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Pretty much.
Well, it's awesome to see the action from you tonight, mate. Yeah. Is there any other comments you'd like to make about the race at all?
Look, mate, I enjoy the reverse grids. Obviously, pushing as hard as I can, and just thankful for SRW for putting it on, and DSL Welding for sponsoring SRW the series as well. Really do appreciate everything as well. But yeah, again, just a really big shout out to After Dark Sim Racing and my personal sponsor Dragon RC as well for jumping on board for this season, and hopefully we can put it up here more often, and I can chat to you boys more and more.
Nice. Look forward to it, Dan. Have a good one, mate.
Appreciate it. You too, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, looks like we've got Stephan Lawrence and Luke Crum and comms as well, so I'll bring them in for you, and you can
look at that.
shoot
I'll
him
grab
some
Stephan
questions.
Lawrence and bring him down. How you going, Stefan?
Mate, living the dream yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Brilliant first race there from you, and I got caught up in a bit of ruckus in the middle there on the second race. How'd you find it all tonight?
Oh, I wasn't really confident going into the race. I was just getting practice and I just did not feel quick at all. And then, somehow put it on pole by nothing against Braden. And then, the first race was pretty intense with me and him having a good battle. And then, I think he made a little mistake and then I didn't have to stress no more. And then, he just apologised to me for the second race because he just nipped me. But, go to last and then back to six is not too bad.
Very good. Very, very good drive. We knew you had the pace to come back. So, yeah, we really enjoyed watching you, and we always do enjoy you boys watching you boys racing and stuff. Who would you like to thank tonight?
Oh, just like to thank, the Riot boys for, helping me out and, getting me that little bit quicker out there. I just like to thank... Oh, where is it? I've lost it.
Yeah, oh, good.
So I like to thank Capital Custom Works, Bliss and Home that builds homes with holes in them, sorry, and FU Suicide, as well as Jason Cassart and Floor Standing. I'd like to thank them for always supporting me and keeping the motivation going for the next race.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you on track next week, and we'll chuck you back into the green room. We'll bring some more boys down and have a chat with maybe Braden next, I think. So thanks for your time, man.
You got Luke in here as well.
Oh, and Luke, how are you, Luke? We'll speak to Luke first. How are you, Mr. Luke Crumb? How are you?
Buddy, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good. How did you find the race? Very well done tonight, by the way.
Mate, I was on the edge seat. I was wheeling both races. Jesus, I thought it was an easier track than that, but it was quite stressful sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you're up 3 positions in the last race. How'd you find the last race with the mixing it up with the reverse grid?
Yeah, it didn't help me. I got into a couple of incidents, but I was able to sort of go alright with the strategy. But I think the guys that pitted really early, they got a massive jump on everyone, and I've definitely taken note of that for next time we're here. So yeah.
Yeah, but some of the guys that's pitted really, really early really fell off on those last 2 laps. So maybe not too early, but a touch earlier, maybe.
yeah, no, definitely a few laps earlier for me, I think.
And who would you like to thank tonight?
I just want to thank On Track Ag for supporting me and my teammate, Chop, and also the organisers of SRW.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you on track.
Yeah, no worries.
As well.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, man. I'll bring in Braden and Roy as the last ones for you.
Okay, cool. And the last 2 we've got in the room tonight, guys, Braden Martin and Roy Clark. So I'll go to Braden Martin first. How are you, Braden? Awesome drive again tonight. Got caught up in the last one, but had some great racing and some great meteoric rises back up the field. So how did you find today's racing?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a great night, a frustrating night, just silly mistakes and just, still getting used to this car. So, yeah, just learning every round, I guess.
Yeah, do you find it's with the European tracks, it's a lot different with driving these cars on the European tracks because there's not as much elevation, etc.?
No, I've driven these tracks plenty of times. It's probably one of my favourite tracks in the game, and I was very disappointed not to put it on pole. I did a really good time the other night in practice. Almost got into the 55s, and but just I've driven pretty much exclusively the Skip Barber for the last sort of 14, 15 months, and really only just started driving this car a couple of months ago. So yeah, it's just getting used to the way the tyres wear and how the braking changes. That car pretty much just gets better and better and better as the race goes on, and just learning about how to pass in these things, because you can be 3 seconds a lap faster than someone and there's no way to get past them. So yeah, lots to learn.
Nice. Yeah, it's exceptionally twitchy and touchy and all those things. But I believe if you can race one of these, you can pretty much race anything. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge, and when you jump back in anything else, it feels like it has plenty of grip, except for the TCR around the Nürburgring, which I have to do tomorrow night. That feels like it's got no grip, so
well,
maybe
good luck
that's
for
the
that race as well. And is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, shout out to the Locked On lads and Brewster.coffee, one of the sponsors. And if you want to hear me probably have a cry about tonight's race, maybe jump on and listen to the Locked On iRacing podcast, where we look at all the news and what's been going on in the Australian iRacing scene.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thanks for your time, Braden, and it's so awesome watching you race, mate. So we look forward to seeing you again next week as well in the Super 2s.
That's good. Cheers, boys.
Thanks, man. And Roy, how are you, mate? How'd you find the race tonight? Great race, mate. Good comeback there. 5 positions in that last race. Very cool, calm, collected head about you today.
Yeah, well, for a change, normally make too many mistakes. I made too many mistakes in that first race, but that one I just decided to pit early, get out of the traffic, and just try and punch out as fast a lap as I could. I was probably lucky that Steve Martin came with me and we didn't fight each other too much while we were coming back through the field. Nearly got there. I think I just got caught with one car just at the lap before Schultz pitted, and if I could have got past him, I would have probably been just in front of him and might have had a chance of holding him off because, I know he was in fuel problem at the end there, but I was probably in rubber trouble, to be honest.
Yeah, a few people seen that the tyres fell off on those last 2 laps. Would you say it was pretty accurate for you?
Yeah, no, I did a lot to make sure I saved them. So I did a lot of early braking earlier on in the stint. Hence the reason I think I was able to pull him back in a little bit as well, even though he had the fresher rubber. I know he was a little bit of fuel problem, but there was a few times out of the corners I was getting a better run and things like that. So I did a lot of work to make sure there was a bit of early braking. I didn't go to the threshold. I was braking early for turn 1 especially, just to make sure I didn't chew through the rubber as quickly. I knew I had to make him last nearly 15 laps, so that was sort of my plan.
Yeah, which is never easy in these cars.
No, not at all.
And is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, just thank the boys in PRA, the Banter Alliance, obviously my personal sponsor, which is Greenview Remedial Massage, also VFS, Kathy's Pet Portraits, and Bay 21. I think that covers. Oh, and Wicello Construction. He'll kill me if I don't mention him as well. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Roy. And we look
Thanks a
forward
lot,
to
guys.
seeing you race soon.
No worries. See you next week.
See you, mate. Awesome.
Yeah, well, that's us for tonight, boys. So that was round 5, Super 2 SRW TV V8 Supercars from Nürburgring. Don't forget to go like and subscribe to SRW TV on YouTube. You can also like us on Facebook. Turn that notification bell on, and every time we go live, which is 3 nights a week, 4 if you include our Saturday Night Mayhem, you'll get all our videos live, and you can even join us on those Saturday nights. Come in, have a bit of banter, have a bit of fun, and come join us on track. Otherwise, we'll see you Tuesday night for the Radicals.
Oh yeah, that's going to be good. Much love, legends.